Welcome to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Eric and Rob.
Welcome back, everybody, to Third Generation Wrestling Podcast. 3GW. Here to do another prediction show. Got AEW Full Gear this weekend, along with a bunch of other stuff I got going on this weekend, but I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it happen because I'm off Sunday, so let's be able to get the show in. Drew Big E and Raw the Ambassador. What is happening, sir?
Man, not much. Been watching some AEW, trying to get familiar with the card. I don't watch it every week, but I've been watching it the last couple of weeks, getting ready for the show. And man, I think on paper, I think it's a pretty decent card.
Yeah. I was watching last night as they're running through the whole card. I'm just like, okay, yeah. And as Excalibur keeps going, I'm like, there's a lot of matches.
Man, you know, AEW, man, they can do 4-hour shows. I mean, we've seen that before.
We were there for one.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we've been there for a couple, so
yeah. But man, look, if it's entertaining, I'm okay with it. But yeah, they could cut it down. They could trim it a little bit, I think.
Obviously, it's more fun when you're there because you can, interact and shit. But
Right.
All right. We're not gonna waste no time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Got things to do. So, gonna kick it off here. The three-way match for the AEW TNT Championship. Wardlow versus Samoa Joe versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I wish he would just call himself Will Hobbs, but whatever. I'm gonna say Wardlow will retain because it's a triple threat. I know that doesn't give the champion an advantage, but I think in this case it will because it'll pit Hobbs and Joe against each other. And he'll probably get. I don't know who. Those are both really big guys, so I don't know who he could do a powerbomb symphony on. Either one of them, maybe Hobbs. I could probably see. I don't know if Joe with those knees, if he can get it himself up for that many power bombs, but I would say maybe Hobbs is probably the best bet. But I'm gonna hopefully they give this to Wardlow, give him something because ever since he won the title, they haven't really done shit with him except put him in a tag team, which was the worst thing for him. So I'm gonna say Wardlow.
I'm gonna go Wardlow too. I'm not sure who gets the sympathy. I was going to say sympathy, but the symphony. But man, if he could do it to Hobbs, who's a pretty big dude, that would be impressive. But yeah, I don't see any reason why they would take it off of Wardlow right now. He's still hot with the crowd, and like you said, they really haven't done anything with him. This is probably the biggest challenge he's had to his title. So right. I think it would be bad booking to have him lose in his biggest match, biggest defense. So I'm going to say Wardlow.
At the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament semifinals, three-way, Brian Cage versus Lance Archer versus Lance Archer or Ricky Starks. So it's not a three-way. I'm reading it wrong. Lance Archer and Ricky Starks will face each other tomorrow night at Rampage.
Yep.
So I guess it's a double prediction. I'm hoping that it's Cage versus Starks. I don't want to see Lance Archer wrestle ever. He's terrible. So I'm gonna say Ricky Starks wins Rampage and Brian Cage will win at Full Gear.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Starks wins at Rampage definitely. I am not sure about Full Gear. Ooh.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm gonna go Starks. I'll just for whatever reason I think Starks just might get the win in this one. I don't have a rhyme or reason. It's just call it instinct. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Starks.
All right. Glad. I guess they're never gonna be done with it because Tony Khan bought it. The four-way match for the ROH World Championship. Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson versus Claudio Castagnoli versus Sammy Guevara. It was a questionable choice to me to put the title on Chris Jericho, but I guess I understand why they did it, to give it more prestige. But I just feel like he's been such a heel with it and not being honorable. I think this would be a good way, or something good to give to Danielson. And I'm gonna pick Bryan Danielson to win. Actually, he's a better fit for the title, and he's a big name as well, and he can help elevate that championship and put on classic wrestling matches more often than Chris Jericho can. So I'm gonna say Danielson.
Man, that's a good call. I would love to see Castagnoli get it back, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really hated how they did him, giving him the title and then
Yeah,
shortly thereafter giving it to Jericho, who, how many titles is dude going to win? But it is what it is. But I don't think Jericho will retain. And I guess for the same reasons, Danielson would add some prestige. I think giving it to Guevara would be a huge
yeah.
mistake. He's a talented enough guy, but
His attitude.
he just seems to be an asshole.
The most dishonorable person in
Right.
AEW.
So if you're sticking, with how Ring of Honor did things, you would be right. It would be Danielson. So I'm going to go with that and just hope that they don't decide to give it to Guevara, who is a talented wrestler and is somewhat, over, I guess you could say, in a heel way. But man, I'm going to say Danielson, but I don't feel 100% sure about it.
Okay. Jade Cargill defending the TBS championship against Nyla Rose. And I've kind of enjoyed the feud. Kind of give something Jade a different type of feud here with Nyla hijacking the title. But I can't see them beating Jade just yet. I don't know who that person will be, but they're really not giving her tough opponents. Like Nyla Rose is physically tough, but so is Jade. So this really matches up better for Jade. But if you put Jade in the ring with, say, like a Serena Deeb, like a Tony Storm, somebody that could wrestle circles around Jade, you know what I mean? I could see Deeb taking it off of her because there's just, and it'd be believable because Serena Deeb was like a female Bret Hart. I mean, from a technical standpoint, I'm not saying she's the best there is, best there was, best there will be. I'm just saying,
No, I get it.
she can call a match and she can do the damn thing. But yeah, Jade. I'm gonna say Jade wins.
They keep putting Nyla Rose in these big spots and where you think she'll win, and then she doesn't.
Yeah.
So they're putting her in this big spot, and I don't think that she will. So I'm tempted to pick her but I for whatever reason, I just don't think they believe in Nyla as a champion because she's had some big time opportunities. Like I said, opportunities where I thought she would win, but she didn't. But she is a credible opponent to Jade. But I do think Jade retains. Like you said, I think Nyla is worthy of taking it off of her, but I just don't think AEW will pull the trigger because if they haven't so far, to me, they just don't seem to believe in her as a champion. So I'll say Jade retains.
If it wasn't for her streak and how they booked her, I would say Nyla could take it off her because they put Jade up on this pedestal with the streak and everything. It's just like you got to make that loss mean something. But it is AEW. They don't always book everything the right way. You never know.
Well, like I said, to me, Nyla is maybe the most worthy opponent that Jade has ever faced. One that I think can match her strength.
Yeah, physically, yeah.
Yeah, physically, yeah. So I mean, I could see Nyla winning it. The only reason I'm saying she won't is because AEW just doesn't ever seem to pull the trigger when they put her in these situations.
True. I'm looking forward to this. I'm curious how this goes. It's probably could steal the show, and I'm hoping it does. Hoping these two have really good chemistry. First time ever, Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry in steel cage match. I think they could really do some cool stuff in this. Um, this is a tough one to call because it's like on one hand you want to help the baby face, but he's the baby face and he's already over. And you got Luchasaurus, who you're trying to build as like a AEW version of Kane. Um, and then I guess you just can't rule out Christian and shenanigans. So that I'm gonna bet shenanigans from Christian, and I'm gonna say that Luchasaurus pulls out the win here. Hard fought, and Jungle Boy still gets over without going over.
Man, I'm waiting on the first one we agree on. I thought it might be this one because I thought you might go with Jungle Boy, but no, I agree. I do think it's going to be Luchasaurus. Even we know how cage matches are, anything goes. So even if Christian interferes, it'll be perfectly legal.
Right.
And that's how you can get away with. First of all, I just think on paper, Luchasaurus would beat Jungle Boy anyway. I don't think you would need interference from Christian, but
Yeah,
we're
they're
not
the
living in
heels.
the real world. This is wrestling. They're going to make Jungle Boy look like the victim here. That they're going to have Luchasaurus get over on him with shenanigans from Christian. So yeah, I agree. Luchasaurus.
Yeah. Should be I think it'll be a great match though.
Yeah, I think that one will be fun to watch as well.
All right. Very curious what you think about this whole situation because this guy just he just wants to be in every territory. If there's a wrestling territory, he's got to be in it. You know who I'm talking about. Double J. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus Sting and Darby Allin. I think this could be a good match as well. I don't know how Jeff Jarrett's gonna look. I mean, last time we saw him was in Ric Flair's last match, but that was kind of you got to kind of look at that match with a grain of salt. So, I mean, he's in shape physically, yes, but now I mean, he's not. I think Sting can still wrestle, circles around that dude. But I didn't even know he wasn't working for WWE anymore. They just put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, man. He just was it
He was just special
was
guest
it
referee
SummerSlam?
at
Was it
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam? Yeah, where he was a special ref. So yeah, I was kind of surprised by that whole turn of events too.
I mean, that was the most quiet shift ever. Normally, you hear about people like when Mark Henry left and made the transition. We knew he was gone. We knew Big Show was gone. Those guys made the jump. It was kind of like, oh, okay, not that surprising. It's cool, but it's not that surprising. Know anything about Jeff Jarrett? Hey, Triple H going a different direction. Probably said, hey, good luck to you.
Right.
Uh, I'm good. Yeah, I'm just. No, I'm gonna say Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal because I don't know Sting and Darby Allin usually do win, but I don't think this feud is gonna end here. So for that reason, I'm gonna say Jeff Jarrett again. His first match back, shenanigans. No one be clean, and him and Jay Lethal will get the win.
Okay, well, we have our first disagreement. I'm going to go with Darby and Sting. I'm glad this is a tag match. I still think for their age, we know Sting, what he can do. And I still think that Jarrett can put on a decent match as well. But I think it would be smart, of course, not to have these guys in the ring too much, especially if they're wrestling one another. Then I think it could go bad if that happens. But in the end, I do think Sting and Darby will win. I just once again, just like I said about a couple of matches ago, I don't have any rhyme or reason. It's just a feeling. I just think that's what's going to happen.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes your gut feeling is the best thing to follow.
Yeah, because to me, this one is really hard to predict because it could go either way. I agree with you that Jarrett's first match back, the heels, shenanigans, all of that could play out. I definitely could see that, but I just can't seem to go against Sting and Darby.
Yeah, it was. I almost picked him, but I'm just like, Jeff, the guitar. Yeah. All right. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus the returning Saraya in her first match back. I guess I'm just more concerned with how this match is going to look because Saraya hasn't wrestled in so long. But because of how long she did wrestle before she went away, could be like riding a bike. Maybe. I'm hoping there's not too much, but rust is rust. I mean, or how long did The Rock wrestle? He went away for all that time, came back, and he didn't look terrible, but he definitely was. He didn't have his wind, and he definitely was a little rusty. So I don't have high expectations for this thing. As long as it looks good, I'll be okay with it. I'm gonna grade this match on the curve either way. But I am gonna pick Saraya. It's the first match in God knows how long. I mean, come on, she can't lose.
Man, I'm in 100% agreement. This one I think is very easy to pick. I do think it'll be Saraya. I'm hoping. Look, if Saraya isn't coming off a 5-year layoff, I think this could have the potential to be a very entertaining match. I still think that it could. I'm hoping that these ladies have been doing a lot of rehearsing and working on the match, and they kind of know what they're going to do. I think, especially in the case of Saraya, some sort of pre-match preparation would be appropriate and would help her. But there's nothing like ring shape. You just spoke about The Rock. So Saraya coming back, no matter how much they've rehearsed, you're doing it live in front of thousands of people watching it in person and tens, maybe hundreds of thousands watching on pay-per-view. The nerves are going to be there. So I think she'll look shaky in the beginning, but I think the match will end up being, like you said, decent. I don't think it'll be bad. I don't think it'll be a train wreck. It won't steal the show, but I think it will be okay. But I'm definite that Saraya will win.
Got Tony Storm versus your girl, my girl, Jamie Hayter. The haters gonna hate. You know, I think I might have found my AEW version of Mandy.
Oh, okay.
Here, Miss Hater.
Took you a little while though. She's been around a while.
Her application is on the table. I'm looking over the resume. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. Okay. Looking it over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
So in order to and I see a lot of potential in this hire. So I'm gonna go out on a limb yet again, and I'm gonna pick Jamie Hayter because I'm trying to manifest it into happening. So she's over with the crowd. It's not just me. She is. I mean, you heard in Chicago when we were here. She was the hottest one in the match. So yeah, I'm picking Jamie.
Man, okay, so we're back to agreeing again. I'm with you. She is over with the crowd, and I think to this point I have not picked any upsets or any title changes. And this is a big card. Something's got to happen. Now, maybe we're going to talk about the main event. Maybe something happens there. But I am going to say that Hayter gets over in this one, and I think the crowd will really pop for it. I think it'll be a great moment for her, and that's what I'm going with.
Nice. The Acclaim. I don't know the other words of the song, but yeah. Going up against Swerve in Our Glory once again. The rematch. The rubber match, I guess, because no, not the rubber. They lost it all out. They
Oh,
won
yeah.
at the so I guess we'll
They're Grand
kind of
Slam. So yeah, this would be the rubber match.
yeah. So I can't see them taking the belts off the Acclaim. They're just way too hot right now. And I think that this will finally be the nail in the coffin for Swerve and Our Glory. So I'm going with the Acclaim.
Yeah, man. No reason to even waste time on this one. For all the reasons you said, I absolutely agree. It will be the Acclaimed retaining.
Great match. It'll probably be a great match though.
Oh, I think it'll be entertaining. Yes, for sure.
And the match they announced last night, which I mean, Pac, for all the things that Pac can do in the ring, stay off the mic. Yeah, that promo was just. I'm just sitting there looking at TV like, come on, get on with it, man. I get what you're saying. And he's beating around the bush saying, if you know who wants to challenge us, yada yada yada. It's like, okay, yeah, we know who you're talking about. The countdown and all that stuff. And I thought this could have been handled a little better. The reveal, even though we all know, but still, it's kind of the thing like you know what's gonna happen, but we want to see how you're gonna have it play out. Like everybody knew it was gonna be Bray Wyatt at Extreme Rules, but we wanted to see how they were gonna play it out, and they did it beautifully. This was just kind of like, yep, here it is. There you go. you know. uh, so yeah, I think it'll be a great match. The Death Triangle versus the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks making their long-awaited return at Full Gear, and I'm pretty sure that their entrance will be as epic as any WrestleMania entrance would be, because they're coming back off the bullshit. So and I would not be surprised. I'm gonna make this pick because I'm pretty sure they're gonna be this damn petty, and they're gonna come back and get the belt back. So I'm gonna pick the Elite.
Yeah, man, it's going to be the Elite. I would be shocked, stunned if they didn't give them the belts back. Like you, I think they could have handled it a lot better, but this just shows that AEW is still learning things after a few years in business, and how WWE, for the most part, handles these kinds of things much better.
Mm-hmm.
But the match itself, I think, will deliver. Maybe this might be the best match on the card, but the Elite is going to win, and I think the crowd is really going to pop for it because they'll be glad to see them back. I think after the way CM Punk kind of pretty much torched the whole locker room, the Elite, even though they're coming in it, I'm assuming they're going to be the heels. I don't know, but I think the crowd, after all of that, is really going to rally behind the Elite, and they'll win.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be the baby faces in this match. I mean, Death Triangles are heels anyway, especially Pac, so
You're
that'll
right.
work out.
Yeah.
Last but not least, the main event: Jon Moxley versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. Been building towards this thing since All Out. We were there. I like Jon Moxley's promo, even though I lost connection last night when I was watching. I like what he said about the ladder match. Like the worst innings of a ladder match ever. Like, yeah, it really was. So my prediction is MJF, and that not only will MJF win the belt, but William Regal is going to turn on Moxley and probably cost him the belt again. I know I'm picking a lot of shenanigan finishes here, but I can't forget that promo that him and MJF cut a few weeks back in the ring. I mean, that was an awesome segment too. They both cut skating promos, and I was just kind of like, So I gonna say that William Regal turns on Mox. Mox does finally take his vacation that he was supposed to take months ago when he lost to Punk, and MJF is a new champ for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I think MJF wins. I really don't think that's in question. I mean, you got to give credit to Moxley. A lot has happened in AEW surrounding the world title, and Moxley has really kept it all from going to shit, really. I mean, even though I'm not the biggest Moxley fan, there had to be some order in this situation, and Moxley provided that. So, yeah, I do think uh, MJF will win. Moxley will get to take the much needed and much deserved vacation with that lovely wife of his and their youngin. And MJF will come to the ring Wednesday night, smug as hell, and
Yeah.
carrying the gold.
Well, this could also go another way. Now that I'm thinking about it, and I hope it doesn't. The firm could get involved and cost MJF. I know they had that whole attack on him, so I guess it could possibly go that way. But I'm gonna stick with what I said.
Yeah, I just think at this point, don't you have to give it to MJF? I mean,
Yeah, I mean after all
Moxley's
this,
been great, and I'm being nice. I don't really think he's been great, but he like for everything I said about him, just kind of keeping this thing together. But MJF, it's about time that he is that dude. So that's what I'm saying. I just think it's time.
yeah, I agree. I do agree. Um, that's it. That is the card, ladies and gentlemen. So let us know in the comments down below what you all think. Do you agree with our predictions? Let us know what you all think will happen and who you're rooting for. Like I said, we will be watching it. I can't really nail down a specific time and date for the post show, but it will be either Saturday or Sunday for sure. So that we know. If anything changes, I'll put something up to let y'all know. But yeah, we will get it watched this weekend. Holiday season, so
Yes, busy time, folks.
expect a few gaps in between this type of content. But look forward to more gaming content as I have and working through the kinks of learning how to use Twitch and how to stream video games on here. Right now, I'm playing God of War for 2018. Once I'm done with that, I will start playing God of War Ragnarok on the PS5. So I know it's foreign language to Rob, but
All I can hear are foreign words. I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
hear I didn't hear
So
one bit of English in what you just said.
also next month being Christmas, um, like we did with October, I do want to kind of get into the Christmas spirit and choose a movie for Christmas movie to review. I know they're doing like it wasn't my favorite movie growing up or anything like that, but I did grow up and I watched it. You probably watched it too. A Christmas Story 2. And I was like, come on.
Yeah, I own A Christmas Story, and I watched it late after everybody. I don't like it as much as everybody else does, but I do like it. But A Christmas Story 2, some things should just be left well enough alone.
Yeah.
I don't want to bash something I haven't seen. Maybe it'll surprise me, but
Nothing can top Shoot Your Eye Out. Okay, that was yeah, and getting your tongue stuck to something. Yeah,
to the
that
to the
whole movie.
frozen pole. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, I digress. So check us out. Third Generation Wrestling Podcast on Instagram, podcast_third on Twitter, Third Generation Wrestling Pod on TikTok and Twitch. Email us at thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com. We just did y'all favorite Farting Preacher trying to laugh, already getting views and comments. Appreciate y'all for sure. Yeah, and we will get up with y'all this weekend for Full Gear. Ambassador, do your thing.
All right, folks. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. It is a busy time of year, but we're going to keep the content coming.
Yep.
Tell your friends. Always trying to grow the show. Love and respect one another.
Yes, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Take care. Peace.
Peace.